When you create something, it doesn't happen overnight. You're gonna start at the bottom. It's not an elevator that's gonna take you to the top. You gotta take the stairs, and you gotta go little by little. I grew up in New York City. I remember my mom having a pair of clippers, and I picked them up one day and I just started cutting my own hair in my mother's bathroom. My friends would ask me, like, hey, who cut your hair? I'm like, well, actually, I cut my own hair. They'd start to come to my house and I just started cutting all my friends' hair for like $5. Before you know it, I'm in high school having a great time. I get a girlfriend. A couple months later, she's pregnant. And I'm like, oh man, what am I gonna do with my life? I'm about to graduate high school, I don't even know what to do. I decided to join the US Navy. I served my country proudly. And while I was in the Navy, I started to go to night school to just get my cosmetology license. When I got out the Navy, it was really tough. I was like literally going door to door asking people for a job, and it was very difficult because at the time, I had my child, and I would go to nightclubs and I'd like go up to people in the nightclub and just give them my business card. My beeper started to blow up. Before you know it, I have this long line at the salon I was working at. Never took a business course in my life, and I always remember saying to myself, let me ask the most stupidest questions to people, because sometimes when you ask stupid questions, that's when you get the smartest answers. I started realizing, like, why don't I just go ahead and start formulating my own products? I made sure that the products were catered around all different hair types, because Latinos, we have everything from straight hair to curly hair to wavy hair to textured hair, which is what makes us Latinos beautiful people. So a big turning point for me, I didn't know if I should continue to cut hair and try to build my business, because it was very time consuming. And at that point I said, all right, if I don't believe in myself, who's gonna believe in me? I'm gonna just stop everything from cutting hair and just start creating and building my own brand. So I sold my car. I used that money to basically start buying inventory. I was living in a nice condo. I got rid of that, and I made just enough money selling products online. Before you know it, my fiance gets pregnant. I'm like, here we go again. I remember just holding my daughter in one hand, and with the other hand, I was behind, Sergio, my manager, telling him, okay, let's make the site look this way, let's do this, let's do that. I spent many nights tossing and turning, and I just could remember, like, sometimes even crying at night, thinking, like, what did I get myself into? When there's no income, of course, everybody looks at you like, okay, what are we gonna do? I would always just look at myself in the mirror and ask myself, should I give up? Should I just throw in the towel? But thinking about my mom and my dad, how they never threw in the towel, allowed me to continue to go forward and never quit. I really didn't think that social media would ever play a big part. And before you know it, I'm sitting at lunch and I get a phone call. Hey, would you be interested in potentially going into Target? I thought it was like a prank call. They rolled us out into what's called a test market of 52 stores. We went from 52 stores to 276 stores to now 1,300 plus stores, and now some of our products are nationwide. When I told my mom, she was like, mijo, ¿estás seguro que están hablando de Target? I could see like the tears in her. I was like, wow, like I can't believe this. Now even when I go into Target with my family, my daughter, who is now 6 years old, the same daughter that I had in my left hand holding her while I'm like creating this brand, she goes in and she's like, Daddy, can we go down the aisle so I could see Pacinos products? And she does this cute little voice, and every time she does it, like I literally just break down. The fact that my children are able to see, I guess, the fruits of my labor, it's an unreal feeling. We're the minorities, and it was very difficult to ever see kind of, I guess, the light at the end of the tunnel. And, I just want to let any other Latino entrepreneur know that it is possible.